Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today is going to be a little bit different. It's a very highly requested video on mapping. I'm going to demo 3 kinds of different mappings, and this is a question that I get asked so much. How do I make myself stand out as a lash artist? Well, number one is knowing what sets are in demand and also tailoring it to a client's eye shape, because lashes are not a one size fits all. It's like going to a hairstylist. If you show her a specific hair color, it may not look like that on you because you have a different base. So with lashes, it's the same thing. Eyes come in all different shapes, sizes, eye planes, and there's so many factors that can play into actually tailoring into a client's eye shape. So I wanted to just do 3 different examples today, and I'm going to start off with, I feel like, an eye shape, eyelid, right? Because there's a few factors that go into it. There's eyelids, eye shapes, and eye planes. So I feel like this is the trickiest one, at least from what I've experienced. I've messed up on this kind of eyelid, and that's why I know what to do. And let's just go ahead and start off by analyzing her eyes. So her eyes are almond. They are a little bit on the smaller side. She has smaller features. She doesn't have a lot of lid space. And ultimately, at the end of every consultation, I always ask, like, what do you want to achieve with your eyes? Do you want to lift? Do you want to lift and open? Or do you just want to open? And in this case, she wanted to make her eyes look even smaller, and she wanted a very dramatic cat eye. Now, how do we achieve a very dramatic cat eye? By going extremely short from the inner to the almost up until the arch of the brow, so that way it can have a nice flare at the ends. But with her eye, because it is hooded, okay, and the hood can be in different parts of the eye, but in this case, her hood starts all the way at the inner corner of the eye to where she basically has that epicanthal folds over the inner corner. So what does that mean? We have to do a softer curl. An M curl would look good on her, an L curl would also look good on her. But in this case, I did a C curl. I like something a little bit more wearable for my preference, and she gave us the green light. So this is what I did. I've definitely messed up on this kinds of eyelid because, again, I didn't have a lot of lid space. So what we had to do is we had to use 6, 7s, and then 8s towards the middle, kind of off-centered. We did 9s, and then the longest size that we did at the end was a 12 because she wanted a medium length. And I always let them know, hey, it's better that we go to a medium length versus a longer length, because in about a week to 2 weeks they will look a little bit longer as well. I would say like it depends how fast your lashes grow, but let's say if she were to get a 12 and her lashes don't grow too fast, by her next refill appointment they would look like 13s. So let's go ahead, and I usually like to draw the numbers first, and then I like to draw the lines to see where I'm going to start and end that section. So I'm taking the 9 all the way up until the arch of the brow and extending the 12s at the end. And then I always like to end with like just one size shorter, just for the natural lash health. And this is what we did in order to achieve a dramatic cat eye on a very hooded eye, very small hooded eye with not a lot of lid space, very little lid space, and we really shaped her eye. So where you can go wrong with these kinds of eyes is you can literally make the whole entire lash set look like it's one length. Even if you were to start with 8s or 9s, and maybe do 13s, it would just look like one length, because again, she doesn't have a lot of lid space. So you need to make sure that you take into consideration all the factors that go into sizing and curl, which is why I came out with my eye design guide. And as far as the technique that I used, if I would have used any kind of open fans on her eyes, it would have just over empowered her whole entire eye. So that's why I ended up doing a Pilates set, which is in ebook 5 tutorials, and then I believe that we also mixed it with some closed fans. So knowing how to tailor is super important, and that's why I came up with the Lana Lashes Academy bundle, because you get to learn every kind of technique for every kind of different eye. And my eye design guide is also in there so that you guys can study the different kinds of eye shapes, right? There's 3 to 4 factors that go into that. So with that being said, let's go on to the next eye. The next model that I'm doing also has almond eyes, but in this case, she has a different lid. So if we see here, our model has more space from the lash line to her eyebrow, which means that we can work with a lot more as far as in curls and fan types. And she also has a different eyelid. She has more of a deep set eye. And I find that working with deep set eyes that have a lot more lid space, we can do maybe more of like a dramatic strip lash look, which is why I created a mega wispy set on her, because she does wear strip lashes at nighttime. So I wanted to create that on her eyes, and that you can find in our ebook 6 tutorials, which is also part of our Lana Lashes Academy bundle. And I believe that we started, now as far as mapping, she does like a dramatic cat eye as well, but we are going to go a little longer and we are going to go a little bit more curled. So instead of using a C curl, we're going to do a CC curl, which is a little bit more dramatic. Now I'm going to start at the end of her eyes, and this time we started with 14s. And then we tapered it down to about 12. And we started with 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s, and let me go ahead and just draw the lines. I really like to draw the lines after I draw the numbers, so that way we can see where it's going to start and where it's going to end. And then we jumped to the 14, angling the outer corners a little bit more at an angle, so that way we have a nice natural swoop using a CC curl. And then we also did layers, so that way we can create darkness. And I also added a combination of spikes and narrow fans in this look so that it is more dramatic. Now, if I would have done this exact set on my first model, it would have completely looked way too dark on her. You would not have been able to see her eyes at all. And again, as far as here at Lana Lashes, I really like just to enhance. I don't like to over empower and take away from their beauty. I just like to add to their beauty without taking away. So less is more, and yes, you can still achieve a very dark, dramatic look with it still looking classy and wearable. So this is the end result. So on our last model, I chose a different eye shape. Her eye is also way bigger. So again, the sizing of the eyes are actually really important, and taking into consideration the size of their features, because that's going to play a major role in what you'd like to achieve and what they would like to achieve. So our model Nikki has more of a rounded eye, and I've done her a few different times. But in this case, in the after, I do want to show a natural sweep, because when it comes down to a round eye, at least for my preference, I don't want to open more because that's gonna just enhance the roundness, and it doesn't look bad because we've done it. It looks stunning. We've actually done the Frankie half set on her, but in this case we ended up doing the Lana set in a natural sweep. So let me show you what we did here. So I feel like she does have a good amount of lid space, and I'm gonna map out. I'm gonna do, and she has a lot of natural lashes, so just also keep in mind too, like the more natural lashes your client has, the fuller and more dramatic you can get them if that's what they want. But if they don't want full coverage, then that's why half sets are great too, and it's half the time. But we started with the Lana set. So the Lana set is also a combination of spikes and closed fans, but we go in and we layer even more so that the spikes stick out, and it's more of like a dark wispier set versus a wispy mega set that is an ebook 6. So there's just so many variations that we can do when it comes to fan types. And again, when I mean a wispy size isn't a one size fits all, it is not a one size fits all, because there's thousands of variations that we can do. And it's so important as a lash artist, lash designer, for you to get to know all the different kinds of variations that you can do for your clients, so that way the options are endless, and that way you stand out, because now they're gonna go and tell their friends, oh, my artist can do whatever you'd like. So we can specialize in a beautiful half set, or she can even do a dramatic glam look without it looking too much. So on Nikki, moving on to the lash map. Now we did a natural sweep, so a natural sweep is gonna open and lift at the same time. It's not just gonna open, but it's not gonna elongate so much either, right? So I'm going to put the emphasis point right at the arch, and then I'm going to add a 13 and then taper it down to an 11. So that way we really focus on like that 14 and 13, and then we tapered it down 3 sizes compared to the emphasis point, so that the emphasis point is right here at the arch, really ensuring that we lift. And then we started with 8s. You guys, I love 7s and 8s, even 6s. So if you don't use those sizes, I recommend that you do, because it's gonna completely change their eyes. Okay, we're gonna do 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s, and then instead of jumping 3 sizes, I'm just gonna jump 2. And do not be afraid to jump in sizes, because it's not gonna look weird if you do it correctly. If your placement is great, there should be nothing to worry about. And as far as placement, I mean the angle that the lashes are placed. We wanna make sure that it's neat, right? So these sets are effortless, but effortless doesn't mean messy and unintentional. Effortless means intentional, right? But it's gonna look just like we didn't put, I don't know, like she's not trying, right? She's just naturally gorgeous, and she just woke up like that. And even if you did a dark full set, people are still gonna wonder if those are her real lashes or not. And that is the goal. So this is basically the base of her mapping. Again, she has many layers, and we did layer to create the Lana set, which is a specific certain wispy technique. So that one again is a spiky dark set. And again, the more you layer, the more wispy it can be, and the more the spikes will stand out. But I feel like that's a different topic for another day. And that's where I go into a lot of detail in my Lana Lashes Academy bundle, from a wispy classic, right? Because even with classic lashes, there are a lot of variations with mixing the curls and layering. And then we go into a mega wispy, where it's ebook 6 looks. And those looks are for your clients who want to transition to wispy, but still think that wispy isn't dark enough when they come back to you. So that's why I created the ebook 6. It's for those clients who are attached to the mega volume and want to try the wispy, but they're too afraid to go into the wispy side. It gives them a little bit of both, And then in my advanced wispy course, I go more into detail with a bunch of eye shapes and eye styling. And you'll also get each ebook tutorial where I go in depth about creating a specific certain look that have gone viral multiple times. So if you're watching this video, you're not watching it out of coincidence. You're here for a reason, because you want to continuously level up and work on your business. Right now, it's just like, what are you going to do from this YouTube video besides like and subscribe, right? Are you going to take action to be resourceful and stop complaining, get to where you want to be in your business? Or are you just going to keep, again, like watching YouTube videos and keep watching surface level education? So it's totally up to you. So my Academy bundle is valued at $5,700, and because you're watching this YouTube video, I am going to give you a huge discount so that you can level up your business today. So whether you are a beginner or you just want to get more advanced and extremely confident in your artistry, you can use the code START NOW at checkout and you'll get my whole Academy bundle for only $538, and yes, that includes a free kit. So now is the time to take action. Do it now, do it afraid, because if not, you'll never end up doing it. So I hope that you guys liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and the link will be down below. I can't wait to be your lash mentor. Love you guys.